Hello everyone, it's Bertie here, the Recycled Hippie Chick. Welcome to hashtag Flip Through Friday on Saturday evening. I did not get it done yesterday, so here I am, a day late and a very floppy book. Yes, it takes me a few books to figure out that when you make a book, you don't think about all the stuff you're going to put in it. So when you make a book and it looks closed and sometimes even minuscule, you're thinking, oh, that's not many pages. That's not going to be a very good book. But when you fill it up, and I'm sure there's pages in here that aren't even done. So it fills up quickly. Remember that when you're building a book. So I'm just going to have to kind of hold this up so you can see it because it is fat. This journal belongs to Amy Emond. Look at that. I may put a nameplate in it. Family. Have no idea because my mom never wrote on the back of them. So all I can say is family. Cute little fairy book I found. See, here's a page, not done. So the only thing I can do is either paint on it or journal on it. That'd be smart of me, wouldn't I? See, I have all these journal spots, but I rarely journal. I need to get busy and write. Look at all this space I could be writing on. Well, it's a little pocket. Let's see what we can, just a minute. Okay, I'm going to put one of these cute little, I watched a Janet Nash video the other day, and she was making these cute little hearts. So I made cute little hearts with her. Let's find one that I think I'm going to like the saying on and put it in this little pocket. Ooh, in the woods. I like that. Take a hike. Great walk. Imagination. Wake up and be awesome. Inspiring. Find peace in God's creation. Ooh. Hold on here. Hold on. I think I'm going to do this one because it has more blue in it. Junk journal therapy. So I did those with Janet Nash the other day. I'm going to put a little heart in there. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm probably making you car sick. I just thought this was the most precious little, very old tag. I love those teeny weeny little detailed pictures. Let go and let God. This is a triple pocket. I think I'm not even going to say who I learned this from because I don't remember. It's been years ago. Doesn't he have the cutest little face with the cutest little freckles? I love little fairies. Look at these cute little, turn him around. They just were these cute little charms that I thought needed to be in my book. Tiny, tiny. There's another charm on that side. This is in a little envelope that's just paper clipped in. This one says tattered. It's a little key on some rust-dyed fabric or coffee-dyed or something. Don't know what I did. Where feathers fall, angels tread and gypsies roam. Dear Diary. This was mine. A journal entry from mine in 1977. Worked and went to a ball game. Whitey Herzog signed my ball glove. He's the manager of the KC Royals. He stayed at the resort we lived in Branson one year, and I got to swim with Whitey Herzog and Tom Paquette, I believe his name was, and George Brett. I thought I'd died and went to heaven, because I was a softball player back in the day. Not really a sportsy person now, but back in the day I was a softball player and loved the Kansas City Royals. Chickens, chickens. I love chickens, and I don't know who this is, but it actually looks like me. But this is somebody in my family with the chickens. I just don't think, I think that looks older than I was in the 60s, and I don't remember any other pictures of me being on this type of a board, so it makes me think maybe it's somebody older. Look at these cute little girls. I think that's from a paper from Grandma Z. I think she gave me that. I'm not sure, and I grunged it up. It's my father-in-law when he was young. Oh my, another pocket, but I just love these flowers, so I'm not going to put anything in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First they were eggs. Some of these old books, I just like the pictures. This is some material cluster, and then I have a piece of paper, painty paper, and I glued some napkin on it. This is an old card, and then I have written a note to my family. Is it? It says, let's read it. As a child, I loved nature, plants, rocks, animals. I've always been in awe with God's creation. I love playing outside. In Plainville, Illinois, I used to set up house under weeping branches of a spirea bush off the front porch. In Liberty, Illinois, I played with my stick people in the clay banks of our creek. I had tree houses and a cave in Branson, Missouri. I collected rocks from everywhere. There's a special energy in a beautiful stone. I can't help but praise God when I'm alone with His glorious creation. Sometimes I feel like I notice even more detail in the surroundings than the average human. A locust shell, a dandelion bloom, the skin of a snake, an eggshell with all of its shades of brown, the ripple of the water and the sound of the breeze through the leaves of a cottonwood tree. The love in the eyes of an animal who appreciate you. I have no idea who that is, but I dolled him up. Piece of cardboard on an old book spine. I just love those old ripped up book spines. There again, more family, but we don't know who they are. A note in a little homemade envelope, a little biased hem tape flower that I sewed, a little pocket made out of packing paper, Rat Pack, 50s and 60s. These men were known as the Rat Pack. They were buddies, taking Hollywood and the music industry by storm. I loved Dean Martin the best, but would drop any toy to watch them on an evening variety show. Back when TV only had 3 channels and kids shows were only on Saturday, The rest of the week, the whole family watched the news and other shows together. Today was voting day. I voted Republican, Faith, Family, and Freedom. That was in 2022. Just little things for my family to find so they'll know a little bit more about me. And this is a picture of some of the Rat Pack. These are some of my favorite buttons. I just sewed them on. I love library due date cards. I used to work in the library at the middle school in our little town. Is there something in there? No, another empty pocket. Goodness sakes, we've got to take care of this. This is one of those things I found for those stamps a while back. I showed you guys. I just made a little tag to slide down in there. So I'm going to put that whole thing down in there, and I'll write on the back of it. To poke a wood fire is more solid enjoyment than almost anything else in the world. I do love a campfire. This photo is Mary Jane Long in 1952. It was sent to her husband while he was in the Korean War. She was 20 years old. That's my mom. I love birds. I have always had bird feeders and fed both birds and squirrels all my life. I remember in 1973, at the age of 10, I was in charge of the hummingbird feeders at our house in Branson, Missouri, T Highway, Lake Taneycomo Woods. I love these little pictures. Cute little cottage. There's never a teardrop that God doesn't see. He knows when a sparrow falls from a tree. There's never a moment when God doesn't care. Never a time when He won't hear our prayer. That is the truth. More cute buttons. Jenny Wrens. Jenny Wrens, I probably ought to put that in here. Jenny Wrens are my favorite bird, and barn swallows. I love to watch barn swallows. Whimsy. More cute buttons. And beads. Yum Yum cookies. This is my mom's handwriting. A present for you. I've got 2 little tags and nothing in them. Man, I better get busy. Take time to talk to God. Got little paper swatches here with a piece of leather. Daring to be an artist. There we go. It's a coffee filter. Got some empty pages in here. My first slow stitch ever. My very first slow stitch. Eco print. Look on the bright side, Birdie. Look on the bright side. There's little Miss Amy on her pony Cindy before a trail ride. We used to ride trails. We used to go miles and miles, and then our moms would meet us ahead with the station wagons and have camp set up, and we would camp and then ride home. We were part of a trail riding group. This was me, Amy, on my pony Cindy. I was 5 years old. This was on our farm in Plainville, Illinois. I loved horses and lived and breathed them. My family were trail riders. 1968. For whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Romans 10:13. I am a whosoever. The end. That is my flip through hashtag Flip Through Friday on Saturday. Now I just quickly want to show you what I've been up to. I did cut up my masterboard and made some tags out of them. I haven't put my tassels on yet, but do you guys ever have a trouble with your tags doing this? Do I need to put them in a big heavy book? Do I need to iron them? I don't know that I've ever had this trouble with my masterboards curling. Of course, I usually do them on like a cereal box, and this time I just did them on scrapbook paper. So some of them are okay, some of them are not. Just wondered what you guys do. I mean, look, that's too curly whirly. I can't put that in a book. Just quickly go through those. So that's what I did, are tags. Some of them were just cute and I liked the texture, so I left them. And some of them I put a picture on, some of them I put a slow stitch cluster on. So today I have been down on the couch. I had my granddaughter yesterday. We had such a busy full day that it's knocked me down today. So I was on the couch all day and I just sewed clusters to catch back up. And that's my tags. And I've been watching Janet Nash, and she has made a wardrobe for her doll, Flo. Well, I have RJ out in my art room. He's a stuffed weasel. And he is a traveling musician. He has a wooden flute, and he travels all over playing his flute. And he writes music too. And I wanted to make a little cupboard for him to put his music books in. And I wanted to put a little, what do you call it? Like a little holder on the side to slide his flute in. So that's what I want to do with this. I got my inspiration from Janet Nash and her wardrobe that she made for her doll, Flo. Now, my 6-year-old granddaughter was here spending the night, and she was watching Janet Nash with me. I'm not done. This is just what I've started. And oh, Gigi, she said, I have to have a doll like Janet Nash's Flo. So we had to dig out one of Crapaw's tube socks, and we had to make a doll for Rosie. So this is her little doll that we made, and she was more excited about this raggedy little doll than anything I could have bought her, because she got to pick out the buttons for her body, she got to pick out the fabric for her dress, how it would look, the lace that would go on the bottom. I mean, she was so about this. And then of course she said, well, Gigi, she has to have a junk journal. So she made this all by herself. This is her bookmark, she said. She used the dangles. She said she'd use those for a bookmark. And she created her little pages. And she made her doll, who's called Snowflake. Snowflake or Snowball. She made... what was I saying? She made a book for Snowflake. Anyway, so she asked me, could I create She started the creation of the closet, the wardrobe for her doll. But she asked if, whoops, that page got in there upside down. She asked if I would finish it for her. So she said she's going to make a lot more books, and she wants me to make her some more clothes for her snowball. And would I finish her wardrobe? So she started it. She got a box out, and she started it, and then she had to leave. So I am, of course, going to go ahead and tidy it up and finish it off. You know, you can see 6-year-old gluing here, but she's trying, and it's a start, and she's just so excited about it. So I'm going to put a rod across here, and so Crapple's going to make her some little hangers for her clothing, and her little snowball doll is going to stay here. She said she wanted it to stay here, and we will finish that. Now, one more thing, and I'll let you go. I got my stitch for the week done, my square, slow stitch square for the week done, and it was for Valentine's Day week, so I did it with a Valentine's theme. Maybe I should have 2 tubes, so when I roll it up, it's already rolled onto another tube. Okay. How far does it go? That was a big square. Okay, this is my slow stitch for the week. I just did a lot of buttons, a lot of little stitching, and some cute little pinks and reds fabric. And it was fun. I put some lace at the bottom and some little dingle balls at the top. And that was now I'm starting with some new material for the next week. So that was my slow stitch square for the week. And today on the couch, I did all these clusters. Because yesterday, Miss Rosie wore me out. And I made a little pocket. I think I'm going to take my stamp and stamp a word on this little scrap of material that I sewed at the top of this pocket, and I'll put it in an art journal. But I did get caught up with my clusters, and found these on the seat of my car that I was taking the grandkids their Valentines in, and I almost pitched them in the trash, and I thought, what? Don't pitch those. Those are perfect little envelopes you can cover and put in your art journals. So I'll be working on those this week. Anyway, that settles it. I think I'm going to make me a coffee and go back to the couch. But I didn't want to let my days get too far ahead of me without doing my Flip Through Friday. So I hope you all had a wonderful week. And I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And I thank each and every one of you for watching me. And I have feelings for each and every one of you. I'm so thankful for all the friends I've made. Oh, look at this book. I found the book. Remember, Ricky gave me this idea to turn this box into a little journal box. And I did create inside of the box. And I had a special journal I wanted to put in it. I couldn't find it. Well, I found it. And guess what? It doesn't fit. So it looks like I'm going to be making another tiny journal. Anyway, have a great evening and a great rest of the weekend. And give God a little attention tomorrow. It's Sunday. Bye-bye from Birdie.